Are you just always tired? It seems like everyone is these days. Well, you're not alone. We're going to break down the real science behind that daily energy slump and share a super simple, totally free protocol from neuroscientist Dr. Andrew Huberman that could literally change your entire day. You know the feeling, right? You start your day, you're feeling pretty good. And then, boom, that afternoon crash just hits you like a ton of bricks. You're foggy, you're dragging, you're just staring at the clock. But what if I told you that the way you start your morning is the very thing that's setting you up for that crash later on?
Yeah, you heard me right. That first thing you reach for, the one thing you think is helping you, your morning coffee, it might actually be the culprit. So let's unpack the surprising science behind how it can completely sabotage your day.
Okay, let's dive right into this. This daily battle for energy that pretty much all of us seem to be fighting every single afternoon.
Now, Dr. Huberman points out that for most of us, this big dip in our energy, this trough, it hits somewhere between 1 and 4 p.m. And what's really wild is that it happens so consistently even if you got a great night's sleep. So, what's actually going on here? What's the biological reason for this crash? Well, it all comes down to this tiny but really powerful molecule that's building up in your brain from the second you open your eyes. And here it is. Meet adenosine. You can just think of it as your brain's sleepiness molecule. The longer you're awake, the more this stuff builds up. It's what creates that feeling of fatigue, that sleep pressure that makes you feel, literally heavier as the day goes on.
So this whole thing is a daily cycle. When you go to sleep, one of the most important things your brain is doing is clearing out all that adenosine that's built up. And that's why, in a perfect world, you wake up feeling alert and totally refreshed. The slate has been wiped clean. But, and this is a big but, there's a catch.
And this right here is where almost all of us go wrong. That very first thing we do in the morning, we reach for that coffee. It sets off this chain reaction that leads directly to that afternoon crash we hate so much. You see, caffeine, it's kind of like a magician. It performs a neat little trick. It works by blocking the receptors in your brain that adenosine would normally plug into. It doesn't actually get rid of the adenosine. It just puts a blindfold on your brain so you can't feel how tired you are. But while you're feeling all alert and energized, that adenosine is still floating around, and more is building up right behind it. Now, this is the really critical piece of the puzzle. Most of us, we use an alarm clock, right? That means we're forcing ourselves awake before our body has finished its cleanup job. We wake up with leftover or residual adenosine from the night before. We are literally starting the day with a sleepiness handicap. So think about it. If you chug that coffee right after your alarm goes off, you're just masking that leftover sleepiness. Then, a few hours later, the caffeine starts to wear off, and bam! You get slammed by all the adenosine that was there when you woke up, plus all the new adenosine that's built up since. That, my friends, is the caffeine crash. All right, so we get the problem. We've all lived it. So what on earth is the solution? Well, Dr. Huberman has this incredibly simple, 3-step, totally free protocol that can completely reset your energy for the day. The whole thing boils down to these 3 simple actions. Delay your caffeine, get some morning sun, and if you want an extra kick, try a technique called non-sleep deep rest. Let's break them down real quick. First thing, and this is the big one, just wait. Wait 60 to 90 minutes after you wake up before you have any caffeine. That's it. This one little delay gives your body enough time to naturally clear out that leftover adenosine so you're not just papering over the cracks. So what do you do while you're waiting for that coffee? You step outside. Getting just 5 to 10 minutes of real morning sunlight sends this powerful signal to your brain's internal clock that basically screams, hey, the day has started. Time to be alert. And the science on this is just amazing. Getting that morning sunlight can actually boost your body's natural release of cortisol. And I'm talking about the good kind of cortisol that makes you feel awake by nearly 50%. That is a massive, free, natural jolt of wakefulness. Huberman has this perfect analogy for this. He says, getting sunlight is like stepping on the accelerator for wakefulness. And delaying your caffeine to clear out adenosine, that's like taking off the emergency brake. If you do both, you start your day driving forward, free and clear, instead of trying to drive with the brake on. Now, if you want an extra boost, you can try something called non-sleep deep rest, or NSDR. These are just short 10 or 20-minute guided audio things, you can find them all over the internet, that put your brain into a state of really deep relaxation. They've been shown to replenish key things like dopamine, which leaves you feeling unbelievably refreshed. So the whole point is how all of this comes together, right? It's about creating a new blueprint for your morning that sets you up for a high-energy day every single day. So here it is, your new morning game plan. It's so simple. Wake up, go get a few minutes of sunlight, drink some water, maybe do a quick NSDR session if you have time, wait that crucial 60 to 90 minutes, and then go enjoy your coffee. You'll have released the adenosine brake, you'll have hit the cortisol accelerator, and you've set yourself up for smooth, sustained energy all day long.
Seriously, just by rethinking that first hour of your day, you can completely change your energy, your focus, and your mood. So what's the first small thing you're going to do differently tomorrow morning?